All right, my name is Paul Schmidt. I am the sous chef here at St. Andrews. And I'm gonna do a pasta class for you today. A few months ago, Chef Steve asked me, start thinking about what you want to do for your class. So I went home and I thought about it. My wife and I were watching the news, enjoying a glass of wine, and I seen a commercial come on the television, and it was for one of those corporate Italian restaurants. And their special for the month, they said, was manicotti with ricotta cheese stuffing. And I looked and I said, you know what? Me coming from an Italian background, I said they should have said manicotti with a nice ricotta filling. So I said, that's it. I'm gonna do pasta. So here we go. The first thing I'm gonna do for you, if you look inside your book, I'm gonna do homemade manicotti. This was the first thing as a child. I was literally 9 or 10 years old when I learned how to do this from my grandmother. And again, like I said, this was the catalyst for the class. I seen this on TV, the way they destroyed the pronunciation, and I said, yeah, we're doing this. So it's a it's an Italian crepe filled with cheese. You can buy them in the stores, which this is a store-bought manicotti shell. I don't really like it because it's dried pasta. It's not really egg pasta. This is made with water, durum wheat, the hard wheat, the semolina, shaped, and then it's not the same. What you're going to have today is the way my grandmother taught me how to make it. It starts off very simply with water. It's at 1 cup of water, and this is going to yield us 13 of our manicotti, 13 of our crepes. So measure out a cup of water, put it in a mixing bowl, and then 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Use the all-purpose flour, make it a smooth cup, add that to the water. Got a fork, you can use a whisk if you have a whip at your house. All I'm doing is I'm going to mix this until I get all the lumps, all the flour incorporated with the water. It's very important, because the last thing you want is to bite into one of these Delit manicotti and you have this little dumpling of flour. It's not really good. It's like sometimes you get a bowl of soup and they thickened it with cornstarch and you get that little dumpling and you say, what is that? That's bad. Now here is the fun part, the eggs. We're going to put 5 eggs into this. Do them one at a time, because you want to completely incorporate all of the egg into the flour batter before you add another egg. If you don't, what happens is you'll get the white protein in little chunks. You know, sometimes when you're making eggs at home, you're scrambling eggs and you see those clear parts within the yolks. That's what we don't want. That's not good. So one at a time. I'm going to beat the eggs till the eggs are totally dissolved. It's like a labor of love. You got to have patience with it. Again, it's much easier if you have a whisk. I chose today to do it with a fork because I'm not sure if most people have a whisk at their house. I'm sure they do, but this is the way I was taught to do it. So, my grandmother did not use a whisk, no. She used a fork. So I'm trying to keep it as original as I possibly can. And the last egg. Now we got this nice batter. I'll try to tilt it so you can see it. It's nice and creamy. It's got a nice golden texture, a velvety texture. You see that? Now what we're going to do is, just like making a crepe, a French crepe, making a pancake, and have our little stove here. The key to this is the temperature control of your pan. If your pan gets too hot, what's going to happen is when you put the batter in and you roll it, it's going to start to burn on the edge. And then it gives you this ripple effect, which really isn't what you want. So we'll give that a second to get warm. The filling for these, I'll go over the filling with you. For the recipe that I've given you in the book, if you turn a couple pages over, you'll see the filling. And here's some of what we're about to make. Here's some of the minigote now. It is, you can adjust these amounts. To me, to my palate, these are the amounts I like. The ratio of ricotta cheese, to the mozzarella, to the Parmesan. Egg. I put a little bit of parsley in there just for that nice green color. So when you bite into it, you're not just seeing all white.